2018's blockbuster season is officially underway. The months ahead will see the release of plenty of high-profile titles, including Deadpool 2, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, and Solo: A Star Wars Story. And that's just the beginning. In fact, just about every major upcoming film dropped a new trailer over the past month. It's a lot to take in if you're not paying attention. In case you missed them, here's a look at all the new trailers from April 2018 that are sure to blow you away. The Cleanse. Not to be confused with the movie The Purge, The Cleanse sees a group of people heading out to a mountain health retreat to partake in a purging ritual to cleanse the toxins from their body. But one guy purges something a little more sinister than bad feelings. He lets out an actual demon. The Cleanse premiered at South by Southwest in 2016 under the title of The Master Cleanse, then sat quietly for 2 years waiting for a distribution deal. With a brand new trailer preceding the film's upcoming release, mainstream audiences finally got a glimpse of the quirky horror comedy. Look for The Cleanse in theaters and on video on demand May 4th. The Twelfth Man. This upcoming film tells the true story of a Norwegian freedom fighter who goes on the run after his group of saboteurs is captured and executed by the Nazis. Equal parts harrowing survival thriller and action-packed war drama, The Twelfth Man is bound to be a tense, unforgettable experience. While the film premiered in Norway in December 2017, distributor IFC Midnight has it slated for a May 4th release in the US. Anon. From writer-director Andrew Niccol, Anon takes place in the near future, where surveillance technology ensures that nothing happens without a record. Everything a person sees is recorded and archived. Anonymity is a thing of the past, and no crime goes unpunished. But when Detective Sal Freeland, played by Clive Owen, encounters a mysterious woman who can erase all records of her existence, he finds himself plunged into a world of paranoia where nothing is what it seems. Look for Anon on Netflix on May 4th. Deadpool 2. Fox was more than happy to let the fan speculation about the New Mutants in Deadpool 2 run wild for months, but their final trailer finally names a few of the newcomers, like Bedlam and Shatterstar. Oh, and Peter, who just wants to hang out.
I just saw the ad.
You're in.
What else is there to see in the newest Deadpool 2 trailer? A whole lot of action and plenty of jokes, of course.
So dark. You sure you're not from the DC universe?
Deadpool 2 lands in theaters on May 18th. Cargo. Starring Martin Freeman, Cargo tells the story of a father in rural Australia who finds himself stranded in the middle of a zombie outbreak. To make matters worse, he's stuck with the most precious cargo of all, his infant daughter. Based on a short film that made waves at Tropfest Australia in 2013, Cargo sees the original short's directors behind the camera for the feature-length adaptation. With a brand new trailer released in April, Netflix offers a glimpse of the desolate world of Cargo and promises an emotionally charged journey for the ultimate stakes. Look for it on May 18th. Solo: A Star Wars Story. In a world where expensive blockbusters always seem to want to bet on a sure thing, a Han Solo origin story was all but inevitable. A new trailer for Solo: A Star Wars Story sees Alden Ehrenreich's young Han take on what looks like his first smuggling job. He's joined by Chewbacca, and for once, maybe even the last time in his life, he has a good feeling about things. Unfortunately, most fans aren't feeling so good about it. Between a change of directors at the last minute and reports of Disney bringing in an acting coach for Ehrenreich, things haven't boded well for this new incarnation of the scruffy nerf herder. We'll all have to see what happens in this galaxy far, far away on May 25th. Future World. Bizarre, strange, inexplicable. There are many words to describe the trailer for Future World, but they all basically mean the same thing. James Franco stars as a weird post-apocalyptic warlord, with Suki Waterhouse as a weird robot, Mila Jovovich as a weirder version of Resident Evil's Alice, and Snoop Dogg as, well, he's pretty normal, all things considered.
You say that like that's a bad thing or something, man.
The trailer is full of this stuff and more. Future World probably won't win any awards, but it looks like a fun ride for anyone craving some sci-fi action. Look for Future World to drop on video on demand on May 25th. Upgrade. Upcoming action extravaganza Upgrade stars Logan Marshall Green as a regular old guy who gets a neural implant that turns him into a human weapon. Is it the easiest writing trick in the world to give your protagonist super fighting skills? You bet. But from the looks of the trailer, Upgrade will have more than enough style to pull it off. Whether any of that translates into a good movie remains to be seen, but we'll be able to find out when Upgrades hits theaters on June 1st. American Animals. Evan Peters headlines American Animals as the real-life Warren Lipka, a college student who orchestrated a bizarre heist to steal a collection of rare books from the library at Kentucky's Transylvania University. Together with 3 friends, Lipka carried out a meticulous plan to infiltrate the rare book room, subdue its one guard, a 50-year-old librarian, and get rich by making off with millions of dollars worth of first editions.
Can I just say how dumb this entire thing is?
The trailer promises a college-bound heist movie equal parts Ocean's 11 and Harold and Kumar. Check it out on June 1st. Ocean's 8. While George Clooney's Danny Ocean was the central driving force behind the first 3 Ocean's movies, it's his sister, Debbie Ocean, who's putting together a team for Ocean's 8. The heist? Steal a priceless diamond necklace from the New York Met Gala. The plan? Super convoluted, as usual. Sandra Bullock leads an all-star cast, and Steven Soderbergh, who directed the first 3 films, serves as a producer. Look for all the high-stakes heist action when Ocean's 8 lands in theaters on June 8th. Hereditary. The first trailer for A24's Hereditary promised a visually unique horror tale centered around an unsettling young girl named Charlie. In the second trailer, Charlie's inner demons crawl into the light just a little bit more. It still doesn't explain much about the story, but it doesn't need to. The trailer is a whirlwind of activity, and if the movie is even half as creepy as these trailers have been, it's bound to become one of the best horror films of 2018. You can find out when it hits theaters on June 8th. Hotel Artemis. The April trailer for Hotel Artemis dropped out of a clear blue sky, but was quick to pull in millions of views, and plenty of comparisons to John Wick. Hotel Artemis is about a hospital for assassins that accepts the wrong patient, drawing in the underworld's deadliest like moths to a lamp. Hotel Artemis is a no-vacancy, no-holds-barred mashup of slick action and all-star faces. Look for it in theaters on June 8th. Incredibles 2. After 14 years of waiting, Incredibles 2 is finally on the way. Original writer-director Brad Bird is helming the sequel, with most of the original voice cast back as well. The timing couldn't be more perfect to rope in all those fans of the first film, plus their kids. The new trailer sees Elastigirl heading out to fight crime, leaving Mr. Incredible at home to wrangle the kids. In the latter half of the trailer, we get glimpses of the whole family in action, along with shots of the Underminer terrorizing the city and the mysterious new villain, the Screenslaver, brainwashing the citizens of Metroville. Check out Incredibles 2 in theaters on June 15th. Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Universal Pictures released yet another teaser for Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom in April, building the hype even higher for a movie that millions of people are just going to see anyway. In the final full-length trailer, Universal finally gets down to brass tacks, story-wise. Claire and Owen are heading back to the island to rescue the dinosaurs from a volcano, but the corporation that sends them isn't interested in happy dinos. They want to use Owen's Velociraptor Blue to make a new hybrid weapon and auction it off to the highest bidder. Nobody's taking bets on whether anything goes wrong with that plan. Look for Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom in theaters on June 22nd. The First Purge. You've seen 3 years of The Purge, now get ready for the one that started it all. There are some serious shenanigans at work in the trailer of The First Purge, with the government enlisting Black Ops soldiers to help get the ball rolling on the first night of their new experiment. Turns out people aren't so keen to go on those bloody rampages after all.
I can't run around chopping people's heads off one day a year and then sleep well the rest of the time.
Well, you better start getting used to it, little bitch, because we got some company!
Writer and director James DeMonaco, who helmed the first 3 Purge films, returns as the writer on the first Purge, with Gerard McMurray stepping in as director. The first Purge drops into theaters on July 4th. The Equalizer 2. In this sequel to 2014's The Equalizer, Denzel Washington returns as Robert McCall, the ultimate man of peace who you definitely don't want to mess with. The trailer showcases Washington going on a rampage while keeping plot details pretty much under wraps, promising an adrenaline-fueled ride packed with plenty of surprises. Check it out when The Equalizer 2 turns up the heat on July 20th. Night School. In a summer filled to the brim with monster films, superhero smackdowns, and spine-tingling horror, Night School is bound to be a breath of fresh air. The comedy stars Kevin Hart as a successful grill salesman whose life is flipped upside down when his store blows up. When nobody will hire him because he's a high school dropout, he suddenly finds himself at the bottom of the corporate ladder, enrolling in night school to get his GED. With a script co-written by Kevin Hart, Night School co-stars Tiffany Haddish and enrolls in a theater near you on September 28th. The Meg. Throughout his career, Jason Statham has gone up against gypsies, human traffickers, 80s action stars, and his own heart. Now he's facing his biggest foe yet, a prehistoric sea monster. The Meg sees Statham starring as Jonas Taylor, an ex-Navy captain who's recruited to help with a rescue mission on a deep-sea research station. The only problem is, there's a 70-foot predator roaming the seas. In the first trailer for The Meg, we get some underwater action, some explosions, and at least one too many jokes about how there's no way this megalodon is actually a megalodon, even though it's clearly a megalodon.
It's a megalodon. He's kidding, right?
Take the plunge when The Meg arrives on August 10th. Venom. After teasing the world with a Venom trailer that didn't feature any Venom, Sony finally released a trailer chock full of the symbiote. The teaser introduces Tom Hardy's character, Eddie Brock, a reporter digging into a story involving a shadowy tech company called the Life Foundation that's apparently been attempting to merge people with symbiotes. When Brock gets infected with a symbiote, the Life Foundation's Dr. Carlton Drake sends his henchmen after the guy, and they end up getting more than they bargained for. Another highlight of the new trailer is the introduction of Venom's voice, also voiced by Hardy. Look for Venom to hit theaters on October 5th. The Man Who Killed Don Quixote. It took almost 20 years for Terry Gilliam to bring his passion project about Don Quixote to fruition, and the long journey is finally almost over. The original incarnation starred Johnny Depp, but a long, troubled production eventually sucked the funding out of the movie, and everyone went their separate ways. After multiple restarts, misfires, and casting replacements, the film now stars Adam Driver, with Jonathan Pryce as Don Quixote. And believe it or not, the Don Quixote curse has struck again. As of April 2018, Gilliam is still embroiled in a legal battle over the new film's distribution rights. Fingers crossed that all those troubles come to an end and The Man Who Killed Don Quixote finally reaches theaters. Thanks for watching. Click the looper icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.